Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone and good morning. This is the second vlog on Pakistani politics, and it has been quite some time since I had been thinking about making this vlog, but had not been getting enough time to just do some little bit of research, which is definitely required if you want to speak on a certain issue, which of course I always do. If I have to talk or write something, definitely I do research and write my text and do some check my sources and check the different information. So first I would like to talk about the recent floods in Pakistan. There has been unprecedented floods in Pakistan with around one third of the country inundated with water and around 2,000 people being killed by these unprecedented floods of biblical proportions. It has been a great loss of life and has been great loss of property also. So roughly around 2,000 people have died with these floods. And the most unfortunate thing is that poorest of the poor people have been devastated and their livelihoods have been lost, which is a great loss. And it's not easy that Pakistan, being a developing country, can't can't provide and rehabilitate all these people. So it definitely needs the help of the international community. And I would personally urge and request everyone, all the listeners of this blog, to never forget the Pakistani flood victims and do something for them, whatever is possible in their capacity. Do something for those people and never forget them, because it will take at least 2-3 years to rehabilitate all those people, get them back on their feet who are still alive. Definitely, of course, the loss of life is totally irreparable, it's irreplaceable. But of course, people who are alive, they need to be rehabilitated and something substantial has to be done for them. So since the recording of the last vlog, the Queen Elizabeth had died, which is of course definitely very unfortunate. And she had been a great example for all the world leaders and heads of government and to how to act in public and private. She has done great service for Britain, for Commonwealth, and generally set a very high example for people all around the world. She has led her life with great simplicity, grace, and elegance, and set a great example for everyone. It would have been really good if she had apologized when she went last time, when she visited India in 1997 on the Golden Jubilee of Pakistan and India, and she visited Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar. She should have apologized at the massacre in 1919 by General Dyer in Jallianwala Bagh, which is totally unprecedented in British colonial history. A massacre which was totally unprovoked and killed not only Muslims, Hindus, Sikhs, and people of other religions, and they were targeted at point blank. So roughly, I think around 2,000 people died. An apology would have been really handy and would have provided closure to millions of people all across the world, not only in South Asia but in other parts of the world also, and would have really healed a lot of wounds. But unfortunately, that apology never ever materialized. So in the 2 days ago, the unfortunate murder of Pakistani journalist who ran away from Pakistan, Arshad Sharif, had happened in Kenya, which apparently seems like there's no foul play. It was unfortunately he died due to mistaken identity by the Kenyan police, and there was some carjacking which happened nearby, and he was passing through that area. The police asked him to stop, but the driver didn't stop, and since they didn't stop at the picket at a particular point, the police fired at them, and he died instantly at the spot. One bullet hit his head and he died over there. And but fortunately his Pakistani driver, survived that attack, and he was injured, but he survived and he gave statement to the police. So apparently it seemed that it was Pakistani deep state is not involved in his murder, and Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, Imran Khan and his party are trying to connect this murder with the deep state in Pakistan, but apparently it seems that that was not the case. Of course, I have great differences with Arshad Sharif, his way of journalism and his style of journalism. And of course, I have great reservations with how he had not only become an unofficial spokesman of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, in fact become a politician of Tehreek-e-Insaf rather than remaining a journalist. But of course, his death is extremely unfortunate, and that should not have happened. Whoever was behind his murder, it should not have happened. It's really, really unfortunate. But of course, you need to remember that, like all other established democracies in the world, Pakistan also has some national interests, and those national interests shouldn't be hurt by neither Pakistanis nor foreigners. And if a Pakistani actually do that, that is of course treason, and that is high treason. If you actually hurt and deliberately hurt the national interest of the country, like all other established countries in the world, established democracies like US, like Great Britain, like India, like Germany, Pakistan has also got national interest. So of course, whether you are a state actor or non-state actor, whether you belong to the media or judiciary or military, you are expected to adhere to those national interests and accept those national interests and do something. If you can't do anything in favor of the country, at least don't hurt the national interests of Pakistan. And the unfortunate thing is that ARY channel, which Arshad Sharif had worked for many, many years, had become totally against Pakistan, had worked totally, was deliberately hurting Pakistan's national interest for many, many years. If Pakistan had been an established democracy, an established country, established democracy, it would have definitely banned ARY channel for life, for lifetime. Finally banned that channel completely. But since PEMRA, Pakistan's Electronic Media Regulatory Authority, is just a puppet in the hands of any sitting government, that didn't materialize. In Arshad Sharif also, Arshad Sharif was not, in fact, not a fool to just toe the line of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf for many, many years. In fact, he must have been on the payroll of either the military or Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. That's why he had blindly taking Imran Khan's and Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, doing their narrative, propagating their narrative all across the world without any shame, without any conscience at all. So of course, like I said before, Pakistan has got certain national interest, which of course at least every Pakistani needs to. If you can't do anything good for the country, at least don't hurt its national interests. So as I said that. I'm totally in favor of freedom of speech, but of course there has to be certain limitation of freedom of speech also. One freedom of speech, one thing is that any criticism of institution or personality is definitely fine. I'm totally fine with if you criticize the military, if you criticize the judiciary, if you criticize bureaucracy, if you criticize anyone or any personality or any institution in Pakistan or anywhere else in the world. But that criticism has to be totally and totally professional. It shouldn't be personal. It shouldn't be personal in nature, and that criticism shouldn't be below the belt. It has to remain within the confines of decency and within the confines of morality. Okay, that's my very short and very short views on Arshad Sharif's murder. Thanks a lot. Thanks for listening. Take care. Goodbye. Allah Hafiz.